Hello and welcome to the Calmcast, a time to feel calm and think clearly. I'm Claire Downham, the Queen of Calm, a transformational life coach. I was a burnt out head teacher who finally made the journey to calm after years of trying, and I want to prevent you from having to do the same. The Calmcast is a series of short explorations, gently guiding you back to your natural state, which is calm and clarity. Just listen like you would listen to music, with an open mind and curiosity. There's nothing else to do. Now let's relax into today's episode. So today I'm talking about misinterpretation. And I do it all the time, and we all do, and we don't always see it. We see somebody doing something, and then we have a rant to ourselves, either out loud or in our heads, and then it turns out that person isn't behaving at all how we think they're behaving. I'm sure you've got loads of examples of this. I'll tell you where I first became aware of this, although I didn't quite understand it in the same way that I do now. And that was when I was a head teacher. And it seemed to me that when girls, particularly girls, boys seemed to fall out in a very different way. They just kind of fell out and then they were friends again the next day. When girls fell out, it was a really interesting experience in that often the problems that seemed to be continued with these girls were to do with how they misinterpreted the look on another girl's face. Because I had so many conversations with these girls who would say to me, I've seen how she looks at me, or she didn't say good morning to me today, or we were in the cloakroom and I saw her with a dirty look on her face, and that was about me. And back then I probably didn't explain it. I think I understood that the girls were misinterpreting, but I didn't quite understand it on the level which I understand it now. And that is that a look on somebody's face has no meaning. None whatsoever, until we insert some meaning into that. And I still do this often, where my fiance in particular, I'll do the, are you okay? You look like you're not okay. You sure you're okay? Do you tell me that you're not okay? And I'll go on and on. Now, sometimes it appears that I'm right in that eventually, after minutes of being pestered by me, he will say, oh, actually, yeah, I'm a bit worried about something, or I'm upset about something, or something he said earlier I didn't like, or whatever. But often it is just how I am seeing him. Now, he's a person that's close to me, and so I do have a sense of a connection to him. That means that sometimes I do see that he's upset about something, and I am right that there's something amiss in him. But if you can imagine these year 4, it was always year 4 girls. That's when it started, and it didn't really finish till they went to high school. So that was like 3 whole years of them doing this kind of thing. Clearly, that's an exaggeration, but it seemed to be. They went on and on and on. It kind of affected every single aspect of their relationships, really, because what happens then is, first of all, we see a look on somebody's face and we interpret that to mean something. Then it's what that means about me, about us. What are they thinking about us? How are they judging us? Do they not like our outfit? Do our trainer's not cool enough? Whatever stories it is. But there's something about realizing, something helpful, I think, to realize that is not reality. That is not you taking a photograph of the world and interpreting it accurately. That is us projecting our idea about the world and how it works and what's right and what's wrong and what people think about us It's us creating that, which is a really different thing, a completely different reality, basically. We think that the reality is that person is thinking something bad of us or has something on their mind or whatever else, but really the reality is that what we are seeing is our interpretation of that, our perspective on that. It's what our thinking attaches to in some way, and that's how the misinterpretation occurs. And there are lots and lots of places where this adding of a story to a blank canvas. So it's like, well, it is like actually going to the art gallery and looking at a painting and deciding what all the people who were being painted are thinking, and thinking, you know, that it's really no different to that. And we can have fun doing that, can't we? We can have fun in a story about what that little man with the barrow of straws thinking, and what that lady picking the straws thinking, and what the horse is thinking, maybe. And we can have fun with that. And it's a game. You go to an art gallery and you might do that. Oh, you know, that woman on the chaise longue there, she looks like she's really not very happy. I wonder what was going on for her at the time. Uncomfortable underwear or, or something. We can make something up and we can have fun with it. But if we're doing that with our relationships, we're not seeing those people without our thinking. Now, that's not an easy thing to do, but it's an easier thing to notice, I think. If I start to notice that I've got a story about what someone else is thinking about me, or how someone else is, or they're in a bad mood, or whatever else, that will probably feel uncomfortable in my body. It will feel a little bit icky, or it will feel unpleasant. I'll probably, you know, for me, I might feel a little bit of a stomachy feeling or whatever. Now, that feeling is your guidance. Always, always. Your feeling is going to tell you that you're misinterpreting, because that's your wisdom. Your wisdom is in your body. It's the closest you're ever going to get to, to a deep connection to wisdom, is this feeling that you get when you are misinterpreting somebody else's look on their face or behavior. And just bringing some awareness to that can be really, really helpful. It can help us to start to notice where those stories are probably taking us into a not very nice place. Noticing our misinterpretations is actually all we need to do. We don't need to do anything else. We don't need to do some affirmations to get rid of them, or tap them out, or anything else, or journal them away. We just need to notice them. And to realize that the misinterpretation is a possibility. Like, if you believe everything that goes across here, across your head, through your thinking, day in, day out, then you are going to struggle to see that you're misinterpreting. Whereas when you come from a place of realizing that everything that passes across your head is just what you learnt from other people, who some of whom aren't probably even alive now, and that you've carried around since being very small, the whole of your reality is seen through those lenses. Like, it is like you're wearing these I'm wearing the Claire Downham goggles, and I'm looking at the world through them. But those goggles weren't even made by me. They were made by other people, whose goggles were made by other people, whose goggles were made by other people. And yet, it's so easy to believe that, isn't it? To believe the goggle thinking. I'm not sure what goggle thinking is, but it feels quite useful. To not even see that we're wearing the goggles. That's the place to start this exploration, is to realise that you are wearing someone else's goggles and seeing the world through those goggles. Once you start to see that, the world opens up and you start to connect to other people without seeing them through the goggles as much, and seeing them much more as a connection to you. So enjoy that exploration, enjoy becoming aware of your misinterpreting goggles. Thank you so much for listening. There's nothing to do now but bring some awareness to how this is working out in your life. Listen regularly to experience longer and longer periods of calm. This has been the Calmcast with Claire Downham, Queen of Calm. Take care and keep listening.